All right, well, welcome to our business class. Today we'll be talking about the world of work, and which means we'll be talking about vocabulary, probably pronunciation if needed, and then if we have time, we have a reading that we can do, and if we even have time after that, a role play, but I'm not sure. We'll see. All right, so let's get into this because I think the vocabulary is going to help us with today. So just a second here. All right, I think you can see, perfect. Now you can see these. So we have 4 sentences with work-related words, the vocabulary basically, okay? So I'll have Garrett, we'll do ladies first. Garrett, can you go ahead and read the first sentence, please?
Sure. I work part-time because I have children to look after. My friend... Okay. I thought I'm supposed to read all this content.
Sorry, no, just one by one today. So part-time, what is part-time?
Part-time means it's not about full-time. Half-time is for something else, and half-time a person can do a job or look after for children, or in another rest of the time a person can have his study or his other job.
Okay, good. So my question is part-time hours. How many hours per week is that?
I'm not sure. Maybe 3 to 4 hours.
Per week or per day?
Per day.
Okay. Less than 40 is what Alex says. Yeah. I'm trying to think. Technically, in the United States, full-time job is 40 hours per week, and part-time is around 20. It's about half, I think. But I think it can be even up until 30 hours. It's a good question.
2.5 yeah, maybe per day.
Right. Well, I mean, so it would be 3 to 4 hours per day, basically. Okay, if a full-time job is 8 hours per day, 5 days a week, it would be 3 to 4 hours, 5 days a week. Okay.
Right.
Perfect. Well, thank you, Garrett. Alex, can you go ahead and read number 2?
Okay. My friend has a temporary contract at this company because she does a lot of traveling.
Good. Okay. And so temporary contract, what is that?
I think is opposite to how it's constant contract. When you work only special period, maybe 1 or 2 months.
Okay, good. Does anyone else have any information about a temporary contract? No?
It seems like a freelance work.
No. Freelance is when you can choose what you want to do, and which companies you work with. So it's not temporary. I mean, maybe you have a temporary contract as a freelancer, but this is a little bit different here. Ken, do you have anything to add, or should I just go ahead and...
company hire the workers 6 months only, such kind of contract, or 1 month.
Minimum 6 months, right?
Right.
Okay, sure. When I think about these words, I think about the United States because the world of work is a little bit more familiar to me there. So a temporary contract would be yes, you have, it actually could even be 6 weeks in the United States. Normally what we have are companies called staffing companies, okay, that help people look for temporary jobs. Okay, and so maybe some person is going on holiday and they need someone to work for, let's say, 4 or 5 weeks while the other person is gone. Maybe someone is going on maternity leave, which means they had a baby, and you need to fill in their spot for 6 to 12 weeks, okay, depending on how many weeks they want off. Yeah, as a substitute. Exactly, Garrett's. And so it's not exactly, you know, a minimum 6-month contract. Okay, so Ken, it's the same there in Japan. Okay. Do you have any experience working with a temporary contract, Ken?
No, actually, but sometimes unfair situation happens both contract temporary workers or full-time workers. That's a problem with this staffing company.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, it is the same as system. Maybe since late 80s, Japan started this system.
Oh, okay. Well, good. I don't know when it started in the United States, but and yes, a temporary contract can be anywhere from maybe 2 weeks to 6 weeks to it could even be permanent if like the company wants to, you know, test you and see how well you do, and things like that. The only negative thing I think with this is that even though the real company that you're working for pays, let's say, $20 an hour, just to give an example, and you only make, let's say, 16, okay, the other $4 is what the staffing company gets. Okay, so you have to pay a percentage kind of to the staffing company. That's how they make their money. Okay, so you don't get all of the hourly wage from the company. All right, any questions about that? Kind of dock, like they dock your pay, kind of. However, when you go to the staffing company, you can say, well, I want between $15 and $16 per hour, you know, to set an hello.
Yes, now your voice back.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's back now.
okay, well, interesting. So I don't know the last thing you heard from me, but any questions?
No, I also did a temporary job. Like
Okay.
I worked with British Council for a month, or because it comes once in a year. So I think that would also be called temporary contract, right?
Sure. Well, normally it's through a staffing company. Normally, I'm not sure. A temporary contract is what, yeah. I guess any business could give you a temporary contract. Sure.
Right.
Okay, good. Perfect. Well, let's go on to the third one. I'll read that one because it's short. All right. So, my father retired when he was 65 years old. Can someone explain retired?
Stop working or stop doing something
Why?
because of the aging usually.
Okay. Good, yeah. Well, take a break from work? No, because when you retire, you normally stop working for the rest of your life. The other reason, Ken, is I asked you that because, okay, permanently, yes, is when you quit a job, you stop working, but not because of your age, because maybe you don't want to work with that company anymore or something better. There's a different opportunity, for example. Okay. So that's the difference between retired and quit. And Ken, can you read the last one for us?
Okay. I have been to a lot of training courses as part of my job. They are good because you get to learn new things.
Good. All right, so training courses are?
Maybe training, the course for training, for example, you know, how learning the manual of the job or something like that.
Yeah, training courses could be basically anything. It could be maybe health related if you, I don't know, if you're going to work in an office, maybe they have a training course about Microsoft Word or Excel or something like that to help you with your job. Okay. All right, great. Well, I think we've explained these pretty well. So let's go to the next slide here. And Garrett, why don't you go ahead and read the first one again, okay?
Okay. My mother still works full-time, around 40 hours a week.
All right, very good. So again, we talked about part-time last time. Now it's full-time. Okay.
Yes.
Alex, can you read number 6 for us? Alex, do you want to read number 6? Or maybe Alex is taking a coffee break. That's fine. Ken, would you like to read number 6 then?
I would really like to work from home. I imagine it's great to be self-employed.
Okay, perfect. And I can say this is what I do. I work from home. It's pretty fantastic. Does anyone else have experience working from home?
Yes. How can I say? I translate an English document to Japanese in my home. Yeah.
Very nice. Well, that's good. And Garrett, you said you worked for British Council. What did you do for British Council?
I work as an invigilator, examination officer.
Ah, interesting. And
Yes.
so what do you do exactly? I've never heard of that before.
I have to supervise some different things like search about a student's identity and look out for the class arrangements, and I had to keep an eye on the students, whether they are doing well or not, or perfectly doing, are they cheating or not cheating. So that kind of job I had.
All right, well, interesting. Good. Okay. All right. Yeah. I see then, Alex. You're in and out. You're in here twice, and now you're gone again. That's fine. Well, it's nice that you're back, Alex. And would you like to read number 7 for us?
Okay. The wage I receive every month is not so bad.
Okay, good. So what is wage in this case?
It's the amount of money which you receive from your work, something like this.
Yep, exactly. And it's sometimes called an hourly wage. Okay, so what's the difference between an hourly wage and salary? You can explain the difference. Garrett?
I think hourly wages depend on hours, because if a person gets money on hourly based, he can't have salary after 30 days. So salary depends on, I think, on 30 days. Maybe after 30 days a person gets salary, and hourly wage depends on daily hours, maybe.
Okay, all right, sure, yeah. Daily hours or weekly hours are how many hours you work per week or month. And then salary is normally at the end of the month. Let's say you get a fixed amount.
Right. Which one is the best for you?
Well, it depends. I mean, it really depends.
Right.
Because, you know, if you get an hourly wage, that's good. But maybe you won't work as many hours as a full-time job, all right? But if you get a salary, it depends how many hours they want you to work with that salary. So that would, then you can see how much money you get per hour. And then, so it just depends on the job, I think.
Right.
I mean, with any salary, you can always take an extra 5 minutes for lunch, and those 5 minutes adds up every day, and pretty soon you have an extra hour that you've worked, well, that you get paid for, you don't work. But, you know, That's the only way I can think you can maybe manipulate the
Both
salary.
have, I think, pros and cons. Whether it is hourly
Exactly.
wage or salary. Yes.
Absolutely. Yep, just it depends, honestly. So good. All
Right.
right, and I'll go ahead and read the last one here. If you want to be a doctor, you need a lot of experience. So what's experience here?
Maybe work experience, also the specific fields experience.
Okay, good. Yeah, the amount of time that you've been doing something. For example, me in teaching, I have over 5 years of experience. I've been teaching for over 5 years, for example. Okay. All right, good. So let me go down to the next slide here, and we can go ahead and do these, okay? So we have full-time, part-time, wage, and retire. All right. Number 1 says the amount of money you get each month. Ooh.
Where's the salary? Wage.
Exactly. That's a good question. Yeah. So technically it should be wage, it looks like. However, I disagree with that answer. I believe it should be salary. Okay. Number 2 is when you only work, for example, 8 hours a week.
Part-time.
Part-time, yeah. 3, when you work, for example, 40 hours a week.
That can kill.
Full-time.
Full-time, perfect. And number 4, when you finish work completely.
Retire.
Retire.
Yes.
All right, good. And now this one, we have temporary training course, self-employed, and experience, okay? A job that might be for 6 months or a year.
It's a temporary.
Good, temporary, that's perfect. A number of lessons to learn something related to your work.
Training course.
Okay, good. Number 7, knowledge you get from doing a job.
Obviously, experience.
Good. And number 8, when you work for yourself, we have?
Self-employed.
Very good. All right, so any questions here?
All is clear for me.
Clear. All clear to me.
Perfect. Well, let's go here. So now this is a little bit more difficult. Can everyone see this okay? Probably the bottom. Yeah, okay. So looks like around line number 8, you can't see the full line. So the last 3 lines you can't see completely, correct? Garrett, for example, what's the last thing you can see?
First thing, I have to scroll up. No, I cannot see 2 lines, last 2 lines.
Okay, all right, that's my question, because on here, to me, it looks like it's the last 3 lines. So I'll make this smaller once we get down there. But let's go ahead and start reading. So I'll try and divide this so we get equal reading time, not gap time. Okay, so my first reader, let's have Ken, maybe read up until gap 4. Okay, and then Alex, you're in the middle, so I'll have you start from this and read until okay, here, this did. All right. And then Garrett, I'll have you read the rest of this. Okay, and like I said, once we get closer, I'll make this smaller like this. Now, can you see the last words on here?
Yes, they are tiny now, but I can see.
Okay.
Also, Google Hangout, we can, how can I say, if that happens, we can our picture make our picture invisible to click left hand side of the upper screen. That's a Hangout system. Yeah.
The hide from broadcast.
I mean, pictures. These pictures, you know, to block the text. Click on the very left hand icon beside the mute button upper screens, and we can see the pictures invisible to see the text.
Well, I don't know if I see that. I don't think I see that. So
Okay, maybe it's up to person. I see.
yeah. Well, anyway, we can definitely work on this. If not, I can go ahead and read too. So not a problem. We actually have some Hacken here. So Hacken, you can maybe help us with the questions afterwards, okay? So Ken, why don't you go ahead and read and let me just up until this word, okay?
Okay. Johnny graduated school at 16 and became what?
If anyone else has any ideas, go ahead and just say it.
Yeah, I have
All right, go ahead.
self-employed, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, became self-employed. He had a dream of owning his own tool shop, and that's just what he did. However, the road was not without its problems. He had a very little experience at first, so had to ask his father to help. His father knew a lot, but he was quite old and already retired. But he agreed to help Johnny for free. However, Johnny was very generous man and offered his father a good salary. No.
Yeah, I mean, that's it, but... Okay, no, that's fine. I mean, if your dad's going to work for free, I would let him work for free. However, Johnny wanted to pay him. Okay, so Alex, why don't you read from where the blue is now until, where did I say? It was around here. Okay, until here, okay?
Okay. His father reluctantly accepted and worked part-time, I think, for 2 years until he died. Johnny was very sad for a long time and decided to let his two friends run the business. They had been working for him for 5 years on a full-time basis, clocking in about 50 hours a week each. Johnny decided that if anyone deserved to take control of the business, for a while they did.
Okay, good. And then Garrett, go ahead and finish, okay?
Yeah, I try. Johnny left his beloved tool shop and went traveling around the world. Met some amazing people. Found part-time in a beach bar. Am I right?
We already used part-time in number 5. He worked part-time for 2 years.
Then,
So it's
what
going to be...
is suitable?
There's something else. Anyone know? No one knows? Maybe temporary?
Temporary. Oh, no. Yes, I should be saying that. Yes.
Yes.
Temporary summer job in a beach bar on paradisial or what? Paradise.
A new word for me as well. Paradisical.
Paradisical. Okay, paradisical South Pacific island and grieved the loss of his father. He soon got bored and returned home. When he entered his tool shop for the first time in 2 years, he found a lot of things had changed and for one, his friend had hired even more staff and was offering them dash to offering them. What is the suitable one? Experience to improve their skills.
I would say training courses.
Training courses, yes. Why I'm getting confused when it comes to my turn. I don't know. Training courses to improve their skills. Looked at the profits and saw that they had made close to £1 million in 2 years. He was gone. Maybe now he could just sit back and enjoy the fruits of his father's labor. Okay.
Very good. Okay. So, any questions here? Anything that we've seen here that we haven't seen before? Vocabulary words, any questions?
No, all is understood maybe.
May I ask?
Yeah.
I don't know what is reluctantly.
Which word?
Father reluctantly accepted and worked part-time. Instinct with 5.
Reluctantly?
World. Yeah.
Reluctantly, all right. Can anyone explain the word for me? Reluctantly.
Maybe his father didn't want to, but he did.
Good. I think Johnny probably had to convince his father a little bit. So good. Okay, any other questions? No? All right, well, I'm going to put something in the chat box here. Fruits of his labor. This is the very last part that Garrett's read. Does anyone understand that? Fruits of his labor. Has anyone heard of this before?
No, but it sounds like salary.
Okay. I'm gonna say it's a little bit different. Perks. Okay, Garrett, can you explain perks?
Like benefits from his job.
Exactly. Good. I mean, I know what perks is, but for everyone else, perks might be a new word. Yep, it is an idiom. The fruits of his labor, the perks. So they made a lot of money, and now it's time to enjoy that money. Okay, and we also have to run a business, where it says, trying to find it here, that his friends had run the business. And we're offering skills. Why can't I find it now? But anyway, to run a business.
Yeah, to make business successful, to run a business successfully.
Well, still run. It's not like walking fast, right? It means it's something different here.
Make it successful?
Well, to run a business is just control a business. To manage the business. Okay?
Yeah.
Doing
like
work?
as the owner? Okay.
Exactly. Exactly, just like the owner. Perfect. All right, well, any questions here with this? Anything else? Well, if not, I'm just going to go ahead. And this is about pronunciation, okay? And so I will say these words. If you'd like to practice, that's fine. Okay, the first word is full-time. Full-time. Okay, the next one is experience. Experience. Now we have training courses. Training courses. And part-time. Salary. Self-employed. Temporary. Retired. Okay, so would anyone like to practice these words?
Yes.
All right, go ahead.
Full-time, experience, training courses, part-time, salary, self-employed, temporary, retired. You
Yeah,
muted.
sorry. I know I was typing to Garrett, and then she had to go. So that if I don't say anything, she won't see it. So, okay, good. That's great. Alex, do you want to try these words?
Yes, why not?
Okay.
Full-time, experience, training courses, part-time, salary, self-employed, temporary, retired.
Okay, very good. And Hacken, you said that there's not a great connection. So if you want to try, that's fine. If not, that's fine too. Okay, looks like not. So that's fine. Let's go down to this one here. All right, so now it's about the stress, okay? The stress is more of the emphasis. Okay, so it says, where is the stress? Is it in the first syllable, second, or third? Experience. Experience. Exactly, Alex, that's the second, experience. Very good. Okay, next word, salary. I'm actually going to agree with Ken on this one. Salary. Salary. And Hacken, I don't know. What you can do. You hear us better. All right, the third word is temporary. Temporary. The first one, yep. And retired. Retired. It is actually the second one. I was trying to make it the first one to make it a little more different. Retired. Retired. Okay, it's the second there. That was a little trick there. Okay. And now, whoops, why isn't it moving? Oh, it did move. Okay. Oh, it didn't move. One moment. There we go. Okay. So listen to these sentences, then practice saying them using the correct stress. All right. So Ken and Alex, why don't you two read the first sentence? So Ken, will have you go first. Read the first sentence.
I used to work part-time, but now I work full-time.
Okay, good. All right, good. And Alex?
It's the same
Yeah, the same sentence.
sentence. I used to work part-time, but now I work full-time.
Okay, good. So what are we emphasizing here? What do you think
Maybe
the most...
part-time and full-time.
Okay, I wouldn't agree with you on that one. Alex, do you have a different opinion?
No, I very bad with stress in a
That's
lot.
okay. No problem. So I'll go ahead and read this one. So I used to work part-time, but now I work full-time. In my... Ken?
Now, you emphasize now.
And a little bit of used to. So I used to work part-time, but now I work full-time.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm emphasizing the past and then the present. Okay, so Ken, why don't you go ahead and read the second sentence again?
Okay. I gained a lot of experience from a temporary job.
Okay, good. And Alex?
I gained a lot of experience from my temporary job.
All right, very good. So what kind of, which word or words do we think do we think we're emphasizing here?
Experience.
Okay. I'm going to partially agree with you on this one. I'll say I gained a lot of experience from my temporary job. So I'd say a lot of is more important here, because if you say I gained experience from my temporary job, I mean, so you know more now that you've worked with that company or in that job. However, the a lot part is, I think, the most important. So I gained a lot of experience. Okay? Okay, this is difficult. All right, so Ken, go ahead and read the third sentence, please.
I'm retired now, so I don't have a salary.
Okay, good. And Alex?
Maybe I'm retired now, so I don't have a salary.
All right, and I'm going to read it. I'm retired now, so I don't have a salary. What am I emphasizing or stressing in this case?
Now?
Very good. Good.
And salary.
Yeah, and salary a little bit. So I'm retired now, so I don't have salary. Salary isn't as important as the word now, but okay. And so Ken, go ahead and read the last one for us.
She's self-employed and goes on lots of training courses.
Okay, good. And Alex, please.
She's self-employed and goes on a lot of courses, or a lot of training courses.
Okay. And now it's my turn. She's self-employed and goes on a lot of training courses. She's self-employed and goes on a lot of training courses.
Maybe self-employed and a lot of training courses.
Yeah, I would say self-employed and lots of again. Okay, she's self-employed and goes on lots of training courses. Okay.
May I ask a question?
Yeah.
Yeah. What is the difference between a lot and lots of?
Nothing.
A lot of and lots of. Nothing, okay.
A lot of and lots of. You have to use a lot of or lots of. So in one, you're using the A in 3 words, and the other you're using 2 words with an S.
I see.
That's it.
Okay.
No more questions?
Yeah. Maybe a lot of is more common. I don't know. Let's say lots of and a lot of.
I don't think either is more important than the other. It depends. Actually, lots of is probably easier to say, and so that might be more common, just because it's one less syllable. But I don't think anything else. I don't think there's a difference. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. Not a problem. Let's see. Any other questions in general about anything we've seen today? No?
No.
Okay. Well, that's fine. And I'm just looking for something here quick, because what I'd like to do is have Alex and Ken do a role play. I do have another reading activity. I think we'll save that for a different class. And so what I'd like you two to do, I'm trying to find a background for an office here, and I'm not really finding anything. And so Ken and Alex, why don't you two go ahead and do a role play. And now it can be maybe an interview, okay, for a job. It could be a part-time or full-time job. The employer can ask about training courses or experience, for example, Experience. Oops. Okay, no, sorry. All right, so let's do that. So Ken and Alex, do you have a preference on who you'd like to be?
I want to be an interviewee.
Okay, good. So Ken, you're the interviewer. So you are asking the questions, and Ken will be.
Sorry. Yes. I want to be asked. Yeah.
Okay. Yep, exactly. Yes, you want to be the interviewee. That was perfect. Okay, so Alex, you will ask Ken all of these questions. Okay, is that okay with you?
Okay.
All right, so let me get back to a page here that just has the vocabulary words. Here we go. All right, so I'll leave this one on here and you can see all of these words that might be helpful for you. All right?
Okay, let's
All
start.
right. Yep, you can
Okay.
start whenever you'd like, okay?
Hello, thank you for going to our interview. Tell me about yourself, your experience for this about this position.
Yes. Thank you for having the interview with me. And my experience of this field is I worked as a teacher on online school for 4 years, and I also I have taught the middle school in for 4 years. That's all about my experience about this field of works.
Okay, I see. Do you want work with full-time or part-time position?
Now, currently, I need to bring up my baby, so I don't have much time as a full-time worker. So now I want to get a part-time position if it is possible.
Yes, we have one position, but it's only with temporary contract. Do you agree?
Yes, and how many months uh, could it be hired in such contract?
I think it's about 1 year.
1 year sounds fine because 1 year later, my kids grew up, so starting going to school, so I have more free time and I can consider Mark as a full-time worker, if it is possible. Sorry, yeah.
Uh, we will we will understand it later. I don't have enough information for this time.
Okay.
But do you have some training course before?
Yes. In order to get a teaching license here, I uh, I went to the middle school to teach English. For
That's
teaching.
fine. And what salary do you want?
I uh, I don't I don't expect so much salary as a part-time or a contracted worker, but anyway, average salary will be fine.
I see we can offer for you $15 per hour.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's nice. That's fine to me. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay, I'll wait you tomorrow in class.
Oh, thank you very much. I'm really glad to starting this job. Thank you.
All right, very good. So can get a job. So that was fantastic. Very good. So let's stop this for now. Very good. So any questions, any words that you think you were looking for there?
Maybe do you know some do and do not in the interview in general?
Okay. All right, good. Or some training courses, go more in depth about your experience as well.
Mm-hmm.
Good. Perfect. Well, any other questions about interviews? Maybe something that you would like to know? I should do another class about interviews, actually.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Good. All right, well, perfect. So on Saturday, as far as I can remember correctly, we're going to be looking at the Intenga beginner exam, all right? And so there'll be grammar and things like that, vocabulary in that class. Okay, the exam's pretty short, so we might have to do a different role play or conversation to finish out the hour, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But that is the plan.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I see.
Wonderful.
Same time?
Yep, same time as today.
Okay.
The only times that classes are different are on Mondays.
I see. Okay.
Yes.
I got it.
All right, perfect. Wonderful. Well, thank you both for coming, and hopefully I'll see both of you on Saturday as well, okay?
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're
Yeah.
welcome. Have a good day.
Goodbye.
You too.
All right.